Hi, it is me, Anika, and I am here to give you a 4-month update on the carnivore lifestyle. Wow, I am here at 4 months. Me, the person who tried it a few times and just was like, nah, this is not for me, and was getting ready to throw in the towel when I finally decided to say, let me stick with this. And here I am 4 months later, and what is the verdict? I am loving it. Each month that I come back to give an update, I'm not just talking for real, for real, for real. I am absolutely loving it. And as I said last month, with each passing month, I'm seeing even more benefits. And what's not to like about that? So let's jump right in. Weight loss. This month, it wasn't any significant weight loss. I weighed myself, and one moment it said I lost a pound, the next moment, I went up a pound. So I'm not really going to focus on that anymore because I am at a weight that I am very happy about. So I would say probably no for this month, only because when I was trying to collect the data over the course of 2 days, one day it was up, the next day it was down. So for this, I'll say I haven't lost any weight, which I am so okay with, because even though I have not lost any weight, so a total of, for the course of 4 months, I would say a 15-pound weight loss, but none in this month. However, I have gone down now 2 sizes. So last month I said that I went down, I guess, a size and a half, I guess, if that's even a thing, because I could tell that I was borderline on the size below where I was. And I can say now that I'm comfortably in that size. So I've gone down 2 sizes over the course of 4 months. And at first I was like, I don't know about this. So you know how certain brands fit differently than others. So I went to just a few stores to confirm and tried on different things. And yeah, it was definitely confirmed that I am, in the size that I thought I was in. All right, so for the most part, I am eating 2 meals a day. And sometimes on the weekends, I may do 1 meal, and there's no snacking in between. And I try my best to just really listen to what my body is telling me. I don't really measure out my foods. There's some days where I don't really feel like eating a lot, and then there are other days where I may feel a little bit hungrier and want to consume 2 pounds of meat, and then there are other days where I just want to do 1 pound of meat, just whatever. I try my best, again, to just follow what my body is saying. I will, however, say that I know that the game changer for me is to make sure that I am eating enough fat. And I don't necessarily sit there and measure things out, with a measuring spoon, or I'm weighing things, but you kind of know, the more you get into the rhythm, how much you need to put in and what really works for you. And I am so excited because I recently made ghee, and you can click on the link above for that tutorial. And I have just been loving that. So easy to make and just so economical. If you've gone to the store before and tried to buy grass-fed beef ghee, it can be extremely pricey, but just so happy that I'm making it at home now and it works. So in addition to ghee, I also use beef tallow and bacon grease. Those are my 3 main sources of fat. And like I say, I'll cook my food in it, and then I just added some additional melted fat to whatever the meats are that I'm cooking, and that really works for me. So I was watching a video by Caitlin Weeks, and I think she said something that I've really been trying to follow, and it really makes it so much easier. is just this idea of not overthinking it and, taking out the scale and measuring this and measuring that. Like, follow what your body is saying and really just eat until you are full and you feel satisfied, and to just be mindful to not like overeat. When your body's saying I'm full, stop. Simple as that. Like, you don't have to make it that complicated. And some days your body's going to require more than others. So I think it's just so important to not lock yourself into this prison of saying that I'm only going to eat this specific amount each day, because I think that's when you can open the door to just like, okay, today, what I ate yesterday worked for yesterday, but today my body's telling me that I need more. But oh, because I've put myself into this prison, I'm only gonna eat this much meat. And then you end up getting hungry, or, start looking around for other things that are non-carnivore foods, and then you fall off the bandwagon. So my best advice, which I've been following for myself, is just eat until you're full and don't lock yourself into a specific formula. Your body will let you know what is best for you. So let me continue talking about food and what I'm eating. I have noticed that there's certain fish that I used to enjoy before that I'm just like, ooh, I'm not feeling this at all. Like, I had some mahi and I used to really enjoy it, but it just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. So I'm just like, look, it's not a cheap fish and it doesn't even make sense. I can pass on this now. So it's just interesting how I feel like in some ways my taste buds are changing. I do still enjoy sardines, and they are considerably cheaper than mahi. So I'll leave a link even in the description box of some or above of these simple sardine patties that I absolutely love. They're cheap to make and they just work, and very nutrient dense. My two favorite meats to consume by far is beef and lamb, and I'm still trying my best to get the better quality, grass-fed, and even when I eat chicken, try to get like the pasture raised and all that, but it's not always possible. But I am just really taking inventory and just seeing other areas where we could possibly cut back so that we can use that money towards better quality meats. And we don't always hit the mark. There are times where we do have to go conventional, but I'm trying to just be mindful to get cleaner meats. And here's the thing, there's just so much controversy surrounding this, and this is why I just believe in the power of prayer. Whether it's grass-fed, pasture-raised, or conventional, it's just always good to pray over your food, because even sometimes when they're marketing things to be a certain things, it's not necessarily that. So I just get into the habit of just praying and asking the Lord to bless my food and to remove all impurities. I have also been incorporating more seasonings in my food. So initially I was really trying to just stick with salt, and as time goes on, I do sometimes add more herbs, and I did in the beginning, but I'm doing that more now, and I am okay with that. If my body's telling me, no, we don't like this, then I don't do it again. But I'm experimenting and adding more things. So I don't think that I am as strict as I was in the beginning in terms of like just the seasonings. And I am okay with that. And I notice even sometimes like I'll add a little bit of mustard to even the sardine patties that I mentioned. Sometimes when I make that, I'll add a little bit of mustard to it, and I'm okay. So I think that it's really important that you not like go according to what the carnivore police is telling you. Like, do what works for you, and each of our bodies are different. My sleep continues to be wonderful. Energy level continues to be wonderful. It feels really good to just be in a constant state of ketosis. Like, definitely a wonderful feeling. So nothing really to report there except for the fact that it continues to just feel great. So in terms of like working out, I'm still keeping it simple, trying to hit my goals of 10,000 steps a day. And some weeks I do it, other weeks I, fall short of the mark. I missed the mark, and last week was one of those weeks, but I still felt great overall. So I would even say, like, I know sometimes people are starting and they're like trying to, okay, I gotta make sure I work out, I gotta make sure this. I would say just if you are low on energy, to really just prioritize focusing on the carnivore and let the workout catch up, because even though I'm not doing any strenuous working out, I still am seeing great results. So don't put too much pressure on yourself if you are feeling low on energy and you're just starting and trying to get the swing of it, because don't put too much pressure on yourself to say, oh, I have to make sure that I'm, constantly working out. Let that be something that comes in the future until you kind of get into the rhythm of the carnivore diet. Because here I am 4 months in, and I can honestly say, even without doing any strenuous exercises, that I'm still able to maintain the weight loss. And eventually I want to incorporate some strength training, some light strength training. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but I really would like to sometime in the near future. But all right, so I did a video recently where I was just talking about, like, one of the main drives for me even trying the carnivore diet is just to heal my gut, and just, hoping that this would even make some difference with my alopecia. And in terms of that, 4 months in, I can see some slight improvement, but honestly, it's nothing to write home about. It's, very fine hair that's growing in certain areas, but it's not like covering my entire head. So it's still kind of premature for me to just be like, yes, it's totally working. But, some improvement, in my opinion, is better than none. So we will just continue to watch it to see. And like I said, the hair that's growing in, it's very fine, and you kind of have to look really closely to see it. Some of it is kind of like white, and so we'll see how it goes. I still continue to just be prayerful and just believe in the Lord for a miracle in this area. So will I continue the carnivore diet? Yes, I will. I plan to continue, and I feel like I just have kind of the same closing for all of my videos, because that's just gonna be my approach. I'm gonna continue to do it until my body says, we're good. And my body continues to love it, so we're gonna continue to proceed ahead. And I have learned to just even giving myself grace, because even over this last month, there were a few times where, I ate foods that weren't necessarily carnivore approved, and I didn't make myself feel guilty. It's the next day, jumped back on board, whether it was, because of, like, I think it happened like 2 or 3 times, and it was more for like a social thing, and had a few things that weren't carnivore type, but I was okay with that. And next day just got back on track and did what I needed to do. And I'm just not trying to make it a habit where I'm always falling off the bandwagon. So yes, I plan to continue the carnivore diet, and I look forward to seeing you on my 5-month update. All right, you be blessed.